All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. It is early morning here, 8 a.m. Australia time. I hope everyone is doing well. George, how are you?
I'm doing great.
How's the snow?
More snow's coming tomorrow. I'm so sick of it. I can't begin to tell you.
You're talking about moving to Australia?
It's finally kind of sinking into my head. I need to move someplace warm someday because I can't shovel like this the rest of my life.
Leroy, how are we?
I love snow.
Do you though? Like, how much can one person love snow?
I've lived in Minot, North Dakota, Syracuse, New York, Fairbanks, Alaska. I freaking love snow.
Let's say hello to the wonderful chat. Who have we got here? We have Amanda B. Good to see you.
Amanda B's all
right. It's always good listening to the sultry sounds of Jim Cox on a stream. And that was great that he was on your show yesterday. Badger is in the house. Hello, Badger. Eric von Stugel. Hello, Eric.
What's up, Eric?
And Billy Basco. I'm going to pronounce it right today. So, George, what's the topics for today?
Well, you said you didn't have any, so I sent you several. And why are you guys laughing already?
Because Rob's like, oh, we're doing a stream tomorrow. What's my show going to be to us? That's why it's funny.
So I mentioned a bunch of them. You can pick whichever one you like.
All right. And hello, Booty Juice and RC Gates as well, who's just popped in. Good to see you, everyone. You sent us a whole series of topics. And the first one I thought we'd go through is 2 months into 2021. How many campaigns have you pledged to?
Okay. You asking me first?
And we've got Black Rose Comics. Yeah, sure.
In January, I pledged to 2, and in February, I pledged to 4. So
wow.
Six so far this year.
All right. That's cool. I was thinking, I thought I hadn't pledged to any, but then I went and checked. I've actually pledged to 3 so far. I've got another 2 on my list. Do you want to have a guess what they were?
Replicator 3?
I'm not pledging to my own campaign, Leroy.
Broken?
Yes.
That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Star Circuit?
No, not yet.
Is it on your list?
It's on my list, yeah.
How about Creed?
No.
Alien Alamo?
No.
Company Men?
No, not yet. Company Men's on the list.
I'm out of ideas.
Mother's Milk?
Yeah. Well, why not? No. War Party. I picked up the War Party handbook.
That's what I did.
So Murph got me there with his updates. And Bonds, the drive.
Oh, nice.
Chat, let us know how many you've pledged to. What about you, Leroy?
I pledged to 5. I pledged to Sovereign Wolf at the 2nd of January. Then I went in for Groken. Then this week I've done Creed, Star Circuit, and Alien Alamo. So those are the 5 I've done this year.
Yeah. And George, what were the ones you've done, if you don't mind?
No, I don't mind. In January, I backed Groken, and even though it was an older campaign, I went and rebacked Flying Fortress. And then in February, I did quite a few: Alien Alamo, Creed, Star Circuit, and the War Party update book. So 6.
The handbook?
Yes. The one with the sticker stuff in the back.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I agree.
We should talk about that one day, maybe today.
Are you planning on actually putting your stickers in the book, like peeling them and slapping them in there, or are you going to keep them separate?
No, I had an idea. I'll tell you about it. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll let you know anyway. I want to do a map of England, right, where everything takes place, and have a map of Sanctuary, and that goes on the actual map, like a sticker that goes on the map, and then have another sticker of where this fight is and what's happened. So just like a map that changes throughout the issues, and you put stickers on to see where it changes. So
The nice thing about that is what's clever is a lot of times you get like a folded poster. I don't like folded posters. Like it just bugs me. But a map is meant to be folded. So if you get a folded map, it kind of makes sense.
You're such a nerd.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm totally with you though, George. I hate folded posters. Like I'd rather just not have it. Let's have a look to chat. So Eric says he's back 0, considering Groken. What did you think of the figures, George, of Professor Murph's figures?
Beautiful, just way out of my price range. Like, and I just that's like statue prices, if you ask me.
And maybe I would at some point, but not until I've read. I have to be invested in the IP to even think about like spending that much. So like, but apparently he's selling them, George. Like,
yeah, the base figure is sold out. He has like an exclusive 1/1, which I think is still available. But yeah, all 10 are gone
in 48 hours at $275 a piece.
That's a lot.
Like that's some demand right there. So that's I think that's amazing that he's been able to do that.
Did you see Replicator figure someday?
Oh wait, I thought Comicsgate was dead, Rob.
Comicsgate is always dead.
Oh,
always dead.
I'm glad you told me.
Yeah, George, I'm thinking about it already. I've always wanted to do a Ghost figure. I think Ghost would look amazing, like with the helmet, the swords, all the like the pouches and the belts and that kind of thing. I think she'd look next level. But is it doable? I'll ask Murph. I think that's where I'm headed. Jim Cox, I've backed 15 in January, February. Billy Basco says I've backed 19 since January.
Wow.
I think Billy's catching up though. Like I feel like he's catching up. Maybe he's not.
Yeah, but still, I mean
that's a lot. Yeah,
very impressive. Amanda says she's done 5. Kozor Lucent $4.99 with Foreign Agent Mavericks. Never heard of that one. And Groken.
That's NTM Comics.
NTM Comics.
How the hell do you not know that?
Oh yeah, well, I don't listen to that many 15-year-olds. So 16 now.
Good point.
16.
Well, you don't really have a real opinion until you're like 25, I think. So
that's it. Man, you guys are awesome. Look at this support for independent comics. 15, 20, 19. Like it's crazy.
I know. I feel shame of myself right now. These guys are
I do too. Corey's in the house. By the way, Rob looks older in real life. And a hockey says I've backed 3 this year. That's incredible work, guys. Out of those ones, George, what's taking your fancy as your top pick?
Groken.
Yeah, Leroy will be the same, I'm sure.
Groken.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from Groken, what are we looking forward to the most?
Groken.
Good question. Star Circuit. That one I first saw on How to Draw Comics, and I remember I was in chat with Darren, and we were both saying how good that book looked. There was like 4 different creators on that day, and I started watching that campaign that day. And
are we talking, George? Are we talking about like ones we backed this year, or ones that we were waiting on? Period.
Just the ones that we backed this year.
Okay.
Wow. But no, that's the one I'm most excited about. The ones, except for Groken, the ones I backed in 2021. Wow.
That's so cool. It's so cool that people pop in and then they get swept up in whatever this comics thing is, and they're all in. It's fantastic.
How about you?
Yeah, you gotta tell us.
I'm actually, this is selfish, but I'm looking forward to the War Party handbook because I want to see how he's laid it out, and I want to see what
steal it.
Yeah, he wants to steal the idea. Yeah. It wouldn't be Rob.
Exactly right.
Rob is like Blizzard of Comicsgate, where Blizzard would just take people in the gaming world. George, Blizzard would take people's ideas and just refine them, but they never had an original idea on their own. They just made people's ideas like way cool.
Leroy, are you old enough to remember back in the 80s? They used to have like sports sticker books. So just you could buy a pack of like cards, you could buy a pack of stickers and put them in the book. That's what that reminds me of.
I'd rather have the cards. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
And chat, let us know what you're looking forward to. That'd be really cool to see.
Look, just not looking like campaigns. you're looking forward to receiving, not that you're looking forward to backing.
Ones you've backed, yeah.
Mm.
And I've got 2 on my list that I haven't backed yet, but I most likely will: Star Circuit and Company Men. George, you've backed Star Circuit. Have you backed Company Men?
I have not.
Is that something on your radar or not at this stage?
It is not.
Okay, cool. Corey wants to know, what are the action figures on George's shelf? That'd be cool.
Up there?
Yeah.
Someday I'll show them off.
Yeah, I was like, George doesn't want to get up. His back hurts from shoveling.
So this kind of ties into the next one. Yeah, Corey, I have custom Replicator pop figures in the background. They're not normal pop figures. So a couple of the reasons why I haven't backed Company Men and Star Circuit is because I signed up for the bonus, the pre-launch page, whatever you want to call it. I didn't get the email.
I wonder what that feels like, Rob.
And yeah, like Leroy, I know it's a really irritating issue. Like, I don't know what the solution is. It probably needs to be something done by Indiegogo.
You can give the link out. You could just give the link out to people that DM you or whatever. You can just give them the link.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that only works if people tell you about it, right?
Well,
so how many people are not going to tell you they didn't get the link?
I'm just saying that I've told a particular creator like 5 or 6 times, and I never got the link, and they never DM'd it to me.
Gosh, I mean, there's a lot.
I got the email for Star Circuit, and when I've not gotten emails in the past, I've emailed the creator through the campaign, and they send me the link.
But that's the thing, like,
Rob.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just telling you what I've done.
It is hard on a launch day to make sure everything goes the way you want it to go, and you respond to everyone as hard as you try. You miss people sometimes. So there needs to be a better way to do it. So that's the reason why I haven't backed it, because I didn't get the links at the time, and then by the time all the excitement had gone away because Bancroft stream had finished and I was out. I didn't have the link. I couldn't back it at the time. So now it's kind of I'll back it when I feel like backing it.
For me, Star Circuit I backed at just the book tier, and it was like $16. I was like, I might as well just do it. I mean, $16.
If you back the secret perk, though, you got a bonus trading card, which I actually like the looks of the card. So the link was key.
Corey Barton in chat being Corey Barton. Linking Kozor. So yeah, this ties into the next one. Sign up bonuses, trading card, print. I kind of feel like they've been done. They're not exciting enough for me to jump on day one. The reason why I jump on day one is if I like the creator. But if I'm on the fence, I need something better than a trading card or a sign up or a print. George, what do you think? I think you're agreeing with me.
No, I agree 100%. Now, if it's a campaign I'm already going to back, then for sure, like I want that link and I want that item. But if it's something I'm on the fence about, just like you said, I need more than just that.
Leroy?
I think it's evolving right now, like what people are offering. And, I think we'll get to a place where, it's a cool enough. People are experimenting right now, which is fine. So I'm not like, I don't withhold judgment. A trading card right now is good enough for me.
That's cool. I like that. I like that it is changing. It is good seeing people doing different things. I'm pretty sure Kimo Sabi did original art as well, like a piece of original art if you sign up, which is Company Men. So that's really cool. I know Joe Fulton, I think he's going to do original art, maybe.
Does he have a sign-up page yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think he's about a week away from letting people know what what's happening and all that kind of stuff. So that it's really cool. Let's have a look. at George's list.
I am really looking forward to Joel Fulton's book. Like, really looking forward to it. It's one of my most anticipated.
That's funny because this ties into George's question. What genre of comic books are your favorite, and which do you have little interest in? George.
Well, it's my question, so you guys answer it first.
Okay, so mine's really probably really specific. So like I like the anti-hero type books. I don't really like superhero books that much, so I'm not a huge Superman, Spider-Man fan. But give me someone like Judge Dredd, give me a Spawn type character, even a villain type character, man. I'd love to have a villain book where they do villain and things. That's where I'm at. And I like horror, so I'm interested in horror books. Leroy?
Everything but horror, I'm down for. Like, I'll back anything from the Lucent to, Groken, but like I generally don't. I got the Chenu just based on Graham Nolan, but like I usually stay away from horror books. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, for me, it's not about the genre itself, but the style or the format. I don't really like manga, and I've tried reading it. I just don't get it. I also don't like the manga style of art. I'm also not really into team books, which I'm sure you've heard me mention some other teams I don't really like. I like the solo character books a lot, so whether it's an anti-hero or a horror, that's what I'm typically gravitate more towards.
Why don't you like team books?
There's there's some that are meant to be a team, like the Turtles. Like that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're just slapping 5 characters together, like the Justice League or the Avengers, I don't own any of those books. It just never got to me. Like Replicator has multiple characters in it, but ultimately it's about Replicator.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you consider that to be a team book?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's funny because like the Turtles make sense because they're all the same power level, right? There's no variation. But if you do like the Avengers, like you have one guy, or actually DC's Justice League's a way better example. You've got Superman, and you've got the others that are all a lot lower than Superman. So how do you balance that out and make it interesting?
I've talked to editors in the past who've told me like whenever we had a major story, we would never release it in the team books. We would always release it in the character's individual book. Like you would reserve it for that. So once you know that, like what major plot line is going to happen in the team book when these guys have their own solo stories out there too? I've always just liked the individual character stories better.
And I think it becomes a problem. Like I know Greg, Gun Demon Greg, he has rules about his superhero verse, which I think is cool because I can't stand when you've got like a superhero team and there's a magic person in there that does magic because for me it doesn't fit. Like it's a different thing. Like magic and supernatural things should be separated from those from the superheroes. What do you think about that, George?
Yeah, no, I agree that there's rules in the universe of his characters. I'm not familiar with what all the rules are, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I remember the one thing he talked about was time travel. He doesn't want any time travel in his books. I remember that very vividly. I thought that was actually kind of clever.
Yeah, I mean, if I had rules, it'd be no magic, it'd be no time travel, it would be no alternate universes. Like that's it. And no ways to bring people back from the dead. Like no ways to undo things that have been done. It has to be. That's it.
I think that's easier to do when you have creative control, but when some of these properties have been around for 70 or 80 years, you're going to have to explain some of these stories somehow.
Yeah.
So
let's have a look what chat's saying. I love superhero books. Yeah, and that's great. That's the good thing about it. Like everyone can like what they like. Superman is your all-time favorite. Yeah.
Wow.
Some people are agreeing with you, George. They just can't get into manga. Yeah, I like seeing cool monsters too. Yeah, armor, weapons, cool masks. I'm all about that kind of stuff. That is awesome.
I can't help but think if you're an artist, you want a character to wear a mask because the less you have to draw their face, the better.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not an artist, but
And it makes it easier to separate it out.
Yep.
You get some of the people that do interiors, like all the characters look the same. It's
Eric says, "What if you kill everyone in the first 3 issues?" Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hockey says it takes a good writer to make mixed powers work. Yeah, I agree. It's K Manifesto. He's saying definitely Superman.
I like
that's
Superman.
I remember Todd Cannon was in here once, and he was saying Superman was his favorite character as well. You don't meet many folks who like Superman anymore. Like a lot of folks in chat, but not in person.
Ever since they killed him in the 90s, I kind of was like, this is lame. But before that, I was a big Superman guy.
George, do you want to read that? From
No, I don't
Corey?
want to read that.
I kind of agree with George, unless it's a team of hot bikini chicks at the car wash. What do you have there, George?
Yeah, show us.
I was ready for Corey's comments. I brought Tums with me today.
Yeah.
What are Tums?
For heartburn.
Oh. I like Soups, but he belongs in the golden age, in my opinion. Very interesting. All right. Anything else on that?
No. Underused genres. I talked about things I didn't like. Science fiction is not something you see much of, in my opinion. Usually, if it's science fiction, it's manga science fiction. Like, I don't know, is Cyberfrog considered science fiction because it's in the future? I still think it's of a superhero type of book. I'm talking about traditional sci-fi comic. No horror, just sci-fi. That's something I like.
Leroy?
Yeah, I like sci-fi too. And fantasy. Fantasy is not used enough either, I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I'm actually excited about Kozor, of the dark fantasy style.
It is nice. It is a refreshing change, I got to say, Kozor. It's good.
And there was a time like where fantasy was huge, like when Savage Sword of Conan and all those books were big, like 40 plus years ago, but it's just not something you see very often. Now it's a lot of horror, or manga, of course.
Ultra Star is the first Superman-like character I've been interested in a long time. A dude in tights and a cape doesn't pump me up unless the design is super cool. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. What's underdone, though? I don't know. How overdone or underdone are anti-heroes? Because, I mean, I don't really follow the mainstream.
I wouldn't say they are over or under. I mean, anti-hero to me is like the Punisher. Actually, you kind of don't see stuff like that very often anymore. It was for a time, like Ghost Rider, Punisher, Deathstroke. Those titles were big in the very early 90s, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, that's good because I like them a lot. Let's have a look at the next one. What are your thoughts on cover variants and the artists that do them? Leroy.
What? I don't know. Like, how do you mean? That's not really. I mean,
let me give you what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
What I see a lot of times in comics, the crowdfunding books, is you'll have a comic book with interior art and then 3 variant covers, but none of them are done by the interior artist. Like, my favorite is always when the interior artist does. No offense, by the way, Rob. Like, I wasn't pointing you out. What my favorite is when the interior artist is also the cover artist. I always like that the best.
Well, yeah, I would agree, but there's always exceptions. But like, I think Ethan is a great example. Like, I want a cover by Ethan, or like Kanan, like just the opposite. There's a book out there by Kanan where he does the interiors, but he doesn't do a cover, and it's like, well, what the hell? I want a Kanan cover.
Well, I'm thinking like Battle Brick Road. Originally, there was one book, one cover, and it was by the interior artist. They released one variant, and it exploded. Like, once you start adding 3 and 4 and 5 variants, I don't feel the need in my mind to have them all. But if you limit your amount of variants, you might be more inclined to get both.
Well,
like,
It depends on how cool the variant is, though, George. Like, I don't think anybody in comics well, there probably are, but most of us don't chase. We need to have all the variants, you know. But if the variant is cool, i.e., Replicator or Battle Brick Road, you know, you kind of want to have that. But I don't think anybody's like, I need to have every variant produced for a book.
If you had your choice, though, if you were designing the campaign, Leroy, just you, and you were making your own book, and I know you won't do that, how many, like, would your interior artist draw your main cover?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, what I would do is what has worked when I've seen Rob and Eric Weathers is I would release just my cover, and then halfway through, I would drop the variant cover, and it would just be one because
So you just have one. Yep.
Yeah, that's what seems to be working. That's what seems to be most effective from the campaigns I've seen.
Corey says he would buy any variant cover that Corey worked on.
That's hard to believe. I like this new heartburn thing. It's quite funny.
It's not a thing. I think it's for real.
Possibly.
My vision for the campaign, like, let's just pick Rob. You would have one main cover for your book and one alternate cover, and then you would have like a second book, like your origins book with one main cover and one alternate cover. You could walk in, buy all 4 books, and just be done with the whole thing. You can get everything very, very affordably. Get everything in the campaign.
I see what Jim is saying here. He says dropping a variant halfway through is bunk. And I used to think that, and it infuriated me, but it really helps these creators out to get interest back in the campaign. I just hope what you guys do as creators is do what Murph is doing and offer it as a secret perk as well as a tier where we don't have to get shipping twice. That's the way to fix it, I think.
I assume bunk is like not a good word.
Whack. Yeah. It's terrible. Don't do it.
Bunk. That's cool. I like it.
No,
yeah,
I mean, at this point, though, if it's past the refund time and you like that second cover better, what do you do? I think he makes kind of a good point. Like, I know what Leroy's trying to say. Like, you're trying to capture that excitement that everyone saw when they saw that Roquefort cover. I get it. But let's say you already backed the initial book and you like the other one better. What do you do then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you do it what Murph is doing, like, you fix that, right? Because then you can go ahead and back that variant and not pay shipping.
No, that's not what Jim or I am saying. What if I like the other one better and I can't refund the original?
I've not seen it where you contact a creator and they don't give you a refund.
That's the thing. You gotta then, like, reach out, as opposed to doing it on your own. You gotta kind of contact them, and I could see how someone would feel uneasy about that. I have indeed done that, but no, it's something I prefer to handle. Like, I want total control of that on my own.
What if you just say you drop it in during the campaign when it's funding? Like, then that you could refund it and do what you want, you know, like, without having to contact the creator.
What happens with the refunding is if you have to drop it in the initial 30 days, because once that first 30 closes and opens to the next 30, the refunding period is over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're saying, I see what you're saying. Cool. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 covers max is the max you can do, and unless you one of the big guys, and then it doesn't really matter. But I think as a smaller creator, 3 is definitely the max. I think 2 is probably ideal. I mean, I would have liked to see a variant on Bancroft's campaign, honestly. I would have liked to see one on Monster MD too, because, I've said it before, man, I love Monster MD. Not the biggest fan of the cover. I would have preferred a different one.
The thing about variants, though, is they're hit and miss. You never know they're going to hit until, like, you didn't know that Rob Willis piece was going to hit until Ritter colored it, Like, no. You never know. That's the thing with variants, is you just have no idea how they're going to hit. Like, it's a gamble.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Eric's not a good example because his first cover was a banger, and then his second cover was an absolute banger as well. So it's, I don't know what I'm saying. It's just, it was really good to see. Anything else on that point, George?
No. Like I said, it's just when you get too many variants, it gets out of hand, and you kind of lose interest in. It was my point. But my biggest point was I want to see the interior artist do the cover. That, to me, in my mind, is the main cover.
Are you saying you don't want to water down the campaign, George?
Are you, George? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Eric says, when I back an original art tier or sketch tier that comes with the book, I would like to choose another cover. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, but like I don't like having like the high end tiers with all the book and stuff, like original art tier, for example. Like I like them having them separate. I don't know if you prefer it that way or not.
No, when Eric did his original art tier, you just get the art. So you back just the art. You got to back the book separately. I like that better too.
So do I. I don't know why. It's just I don't know. It kind of limits the person as to what they want to get. Like they may want to get the art tier, and they might want to get 2 covers, or they might want to get everything else. But you can't do that if you put it all together easily. Let's have a look at the next topic from George.
This is a good show, George.
Thanks.
I know you should do this every week for me. Are they? They're chopping down a tree outside, if you can hear it. What stretch goals have you found to be unique and fun, and which are overdone? Shut up, Leroy. Go, George.
Well, I like it when campaigns have like what they're known for. Like in your campaign, you're known for prints. You're putting out prints. Patrick does the poker chip thing. I like that. Everyone does trading cards. Everyone does bookmarkers. And don't get me wrong, I like that stuff. Yeah, exactly, Eric. But it seems to be getting kind of overdone too. Like, I'm not saying I have answers for what to do, but I like it when creators have their thing and they kind of move forward with it.
Leroy, what do you think is overdone? I know you're going to say Prince.
No, that's just overdone on your campaign. I don't think they're overdone in general. No, I don't know. I mean, it's a tricky situation with the stretch goals and merch too, because we talked about merch last night, because you guys have a weight limit, right? So you can't just, willy-nilly add anything you want. So it's a tricky subject there.
This is an interesting one from Lord Crackard. One stretch goal I'd like to see more of is book upgrades like Eric Weathers did with Battlebrick Road, better paper, stock. I'd like to see more of that. But it makes me question, like, what do you like? Shouldn't that already be at a high level, like a high standard of quality? That's what we're doing here. So, I mean, what upgrades can you really do there?
Square bound, stuff like that.
One of the upgrades I always like that doesn't cost any money is signatures from the creators. Like with this, like Graham Nolan does it. I think Shana Yanzi are doing it. If you hit this price point, we're going to sign all the books. I think that's a great add on. But yeah, as far as paper quality, yeah, we're using crappy paper quality before. I was always kind of expecting better paper quality. Rob, I know you tried like cover enhancements in the past, and that didn't work well.
No, it didn't. It delayed me probably 3 or 4 weeks, which really irritated me at the time. And I got all these samples sent out. I can actually show you one day. I'll have them around on my table somewhere. But they weren't good. Like it would have made the covers look worse. The only one I considered was like a spot matte UV. But it gave it a shine, but you'd only notice it like on a very specific angle when you're looking at it. It's not like the Chanu where you see it very easily. Like it was, not very good. So, I mean, I love that stuff though. I love the spot UV stuff. I think it looks fantastic.
What do you think about the stretch goal when you put the backers' names in the back of the book?
Don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
No, I mean, I've done it before. You'll see that when you've purchased the original Replicator, so you'll see it. But I just think it just doesn't look good. I think. I mean, it's really nice to have that for the backers. But, I've seen people do like a website where they have all the backers that are supported it. Let us know, chat, what you think of that. I mean, because I don't know, I don't like it. Leroy, what do you think about that? Good input.
Well, my wife was hollering at me. I had to answer.
Crackhead doesn't like it. I can hear the tree now.
There it is. I like the big stickers. I put them on, like Critical Blast. I put them on my PCs. Like my old PC was full of stickers, and my new PC is full of stickers now. So I kind of like the stickers. I go to LAN parties, and people ask me like, "Hey, what's the sticker?" You know.
I'd rather see tears for signed books so I can skip it. Do you not like signed books, Jim?
There's a lot of people that don't like them signed.
That's interesting. Why not?
I don't know. I've seen people say, I would prefer mine to not be signed. Can I request an unsigned copy of it? I don't know why that is. I prefer it signed as well, but...
I like it signed, but I don't like it signed on the cover. Right, there's a couple of reasons. Obviously, it detracts from the art of the page, but it also, like, it has the chance of rubbing off.
Mm-hmm.
So you're left with like this half crappy looking signature. Corey says, I got a signed 94 book. Yeah, everyone did, Corey. So, yeah, I mean, stretch goals that are overdone. It's all the same, though, isn't it? It's all the same kind of stuff. It's prints, it's trading cards, it's bookmarks, it's sticker. There needs to be some innovation there. I don't know what it is. I don't know
what I think is pretty cool is like patches. You know, like one patch per campaign. I like that. But my favorite perk ever, and I've told George, and I think probably told you this, Rob, were the postcards from Battle Brick Road, right? So what Eric did, or Flying Fortress, what Eric did was go get like a bunch of artists from Comicsgate and have them draw like bomber nose art with their fame, like Lilith. I think Lilith from Graveyard Shift was on there.
Nailing Billy Tucci,
Kyung Lee with Battle Naked Knuckle Bomb. Kelsey Shannon drew. I forgot what he drew, but those are really cool. I like those.
It's not a stretch goal, but Michael Bancroft says 2021 is the year of the puzzle perk. I love puzzles.
Yes, that was brought up yesterday. I would
one of the things that my wife and I do together. We'll do puzzles and sit there and just laugh. But yeah, like I know it can't be a stretch goal, but that's something I think that would be a cool perk someday for a campaign.
What's cool about puzzles, George, is you could spray that shit on them and then hang them up on the wall. You know, like
you can frame them when you're done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't do that, but we.
But if it was a nice Cyber Frog puzzle, like I would definitely consider doing that.
So if there was a replicator puzzle, is that something you would buy?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was Ghost or like especially Ghost. Yeah.
You can make it like a mini one, like a 275 piece puzzle, and put it like a customized box, and put the art of the puzzle on the box. That's what I have on my bookshelf. I have a little mini puzzle up there.
Yeah, and you put the pieces in a plastic bag. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, geez. Eric is throwing some shade at George. LOL puzzles. That's what my grandparents do.
We probably eat dinner at the same time, too.
Absolutely, Jim. I totally agree with that.
Jim he was throwing some shade up high. Where was it? Some people think their signature is worthy of my wanting.
Ooh.
Jim, you savage. Yeah, that'd be a really cool one. George, you a fan of Lego?
No, but my youngest daughter is amazing at it. Like she will put sets together so fast when she was younger. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I could never separate them once they were put together.
Those damn kids and their damn Legos.
We'll come back to that in a second because Critical Blast brings up something that I've actually wanted to do. Guys, make the trading cards the puzzle. 9 people campaigns each of the. Okay, it's not what I want to do. Chase the cards by backing 9 campaigns. Make it 3x3 like the old Fleer X-Men cards.
That's not really a puzzle though. Like not that like George and I are talking about.
But I do like those 3x3 like X-Men ones. Have you seen them, George? I know you hate X-Men. But
if you put all 9 together in a page, it makes one picture. Yes, I know what it is.
Patrick is doing that.
Awesome.
Patrick is doing that with 85 with the Cecil thing, right, George?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've thought about doing like Lego, like just Lego minifigures, like of Ghost with swords, and I think that would be really cool.
Those are expensive.
They are. Everything is expensive. That's a
Everything
frustrating
is
thing.
expensive.
That's what Ethan's doing.
Oh, the
Lego.
card. Yeah, he's
or
doing the
cards?
cards.
But is he doing them as one big picture?
I think he's doing a puzzle card set. Yeah, but I think for his Patreon something or other.
Yeah,
I
I've
think.
given up on collecting those cards. Once he went to Patreon, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to ever have them all. So whatever. I'll just get with what comes with the campaigns.
I think having like something that connects within two campaigns kind of interesting. Like remember you talked about it once, having two prints, one for Kozor and one for Replicator, and having them connect if you got both campaigns, but you're not doing that, right? You just put it all in one print.
Yeah. I don't know what we're doing. We'll figure that out when it gets there. But yeah, I mean,
how far away are we from Replicator 4, though? Like, what do you reckon? Like, as far as the timing is concerned?
I mean, I don't really want to make predictions because it's so hard to make them accurate. But we're working on it. Like, we're doing pages for Replicator 4 now. I think we're maybe 4 or 5 pages in already. So, like, it's moving along.
I'd like to say, George, that Sam's Club pizza is better than Costco pizza.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, just so you know.
Eric says, I'm 1,000% on board with minifigures. Yeah, I know, right?
But he doesn't like puzzles.
A Rob versus Bancroft boxing poster would be a cool perk. Corey says, who's the colorist on Replicator 4? Just some guy.
How much were the minifigures when you looked into it? Are you allowed to say or no?
Oh, it was a lot. It was a while ago. I've looked a few times. I've looked at different options, but they're really, really expensive. Like, because you have to. I think they're handmade. So I don't know how you can do it.
I don't know what a Winco is, Jim Cox. You have to a Costco, or I'm not sure what a Winco is.
George invented pizza. Badger.
Wow.
What are you going on about?
Thank you.
No, he didn't. It's good. Pizza's good. George definitely didn't invent it.
So what do you think? Leroy, what stretch goals do you think are overdone? Or I know you said you like the postcard set, but what else? Like, are you saying you like postcards in general, or you just like the artists?
Look, I don't really judge because stretch goals are just like that's out of the goodness of the creator's heart. Like, hey.
I disagree. It's not out of the goodness of their heart. I think it's because the campaign has done so well, so they're putting more back into the campaign.
Right, but what I was saying is we can't expect what like PVC action figures within.
Well, no, and I'm not saying to expect that, but if you're expecting to fund with 3,000 and you have 10,000,
I wouldn't
even
have
something more in there.
I wouldn't even expect a puzzle to be a stretch goal. I would consider that to be like a tier.
Agreed. So what stretch goal would you like to see? Like you mentioned the postcards. Are you saying you just like postcards in general?
I kind of like all the stretch goals. I like trading cards. I like prints. I like stickers. I like a mix of it. I don't want, and I'm not sorry, Rob. I'm not trying to, but like I don't want all the same stretch goals for every. Give me like a sticker, a trading card, a patch, a stick. Whatever. Give me a mix of it.
I hate the patches. Like I don't not
all
like
right, everybody in Comicsgate stop making patches because George hates them.
I hate the patches. Like I don't understand. Like what do you think I'm gonna put them on my jacket? Like what am I supposed to do with a patch? Like seriously, like what do you do with them, Leroy?
I have a collection of them.
Do you put them in a box? Like
maybe if we have SpanFest, I'll iron them all. They're all iron-on patches. They're not sew-on, so I could put them all on that. I got that Cyber Frog jacket from the last Warts and All campaign. I could put them all on that and wear it at FanFest. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. There's all kinds of shit.
Once you put a patch on something, it makes it instantly uncomfortable. Like it's a rigid spot that's supposed to be soft. I have no interest in patches.
Says the guy that wears corduroy pants. Okay.
Jim Cox has to make a patchwork quilt.
That'd be sensational.
I have multiple patches sitting in a box under a bed somewhere, so I don't get it.
Oh, Ballendor says the patch goes on my gym bag or his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi. That's a funny one because people, it's like people both ways on it. Like they love it or they don't. Like George. Billy says patches and cards are his favorite. Patches on the knees are cool.
Mm. Yeah, that's another thing is you're never going to make everybody happy. You know, that's the thing. So, you know.
That's why you should stick to the prints.
Everyone loves Prince except
everybody loves Prince.
I'm watching the chat pretty hard, and I never said anybody in there say I wish I had more Prince. Nobody said that.
You can put them on a hat.
You can put them up a pole.
Where's the Tums?
You get one of those cool teacher jackets and cut the elbows out and put the patches on the elbows.
Remember the Metallica jackets, the jean jackets?
The jean jackets. It wasn't just Metallica. It was any band. Like I remember there was kids with Kiss, but yeah, a jean jacket like that with those patches. I just don't get it.
Put the patches in a frame, then place them on the wall. But you can just do that with the print.
That's where the puzzles are going to go.
Yeah, we just add another print to Replicator 3, Rob. That's what we need.
Oh, you'll get it.
You should make a custom print holder, Rob, and sell it.
I really should. I was thinking about something like that, George. But what can you put things in apart from a binder? Huh?
It's the most negative thing I've ever heard Billy say before. He cussed, which
Billy.
Yeah, that's what the heck.
Oh, jeez, Billy. Wow. Pogs, man. What is the deal with Pogs?
I heard Billy Tucci talk about it because he said people were asking for it, and he said there really isn't places in the U.S. that make them. I would just throw them in the garbage. I don't get Pogs at all. I'd rather have a patch.
I just think Patrick came up with the poker chip, and it's just a unique thing. He did a really good job on that.
People are talking about metal stuff, like metal cards and metal. I don't know what that is.
Stamped, I guess, metal stamp, like metal stamping.
Yeah, what is that? Is the card and bookmark really made of metal?
I don't know. You can get metal prints, so I assume it's like actual metal, like thin metal. It'd be good, but it'd be really expensive. Eric says, I like prints. I would even like something cheap but unique, like a Polaroid picture of something random.
Yeah, you don't tell Rob that because he will get a Polaroid picture of something random.
You can print directly on metal? I had no idea.
You have to stamp.
That's the other thing. Could you make it let's say your stretch goal is a plain card, like a regular plain card, but then as a stretch goal on that, upgrade it to like a hologram card, like Andino says, or like some sort of metal foil on the card. Like you could upgrade the stretch goal items.
Yeah. So, George, would you rather have 5 prints or 1 metal print?
I don't know what metal print even looks like, so I can't even. I have no way of answering that.
Would you rather have 5 cards or 1 hologram card?
That's a good question. I think I'd rather have 5 cards.
Leroy?
I don't know. That's a good question. It depends on how many campaigns you've run before. So if Replicator, if you actually put up cards like in the first one and the second one, and I had a ton of them already, I would probably rather have the hologram card. But if it's your first campaign, I'd probably like George would rather have the first 5, just the 5 of them.
Because that's what it would probably be. It's going to be the cost to produce it. So, instead of having let's just use made up numbers here. Instead of having a stretch goal 5, 10, 15, 20, 25K to get your cards, the stretch goal cards, you have one at 25K instead. I don't know if that.
Well, are you sure it's 5 times as expensive?
No, I'm just making up numbers, but it's going to be more expensive than a normal card. Maybe someone in chat has an idea how much more expensive. Eric, mate, 1 hologram card because it takes less room in my trash can.
That's some Jim Cox shit right there.
All right. So these are the cover things, George, that I was telling you
I
about.
remember seeing them before. Is that the one with the spot varnish on it?
This is a silver overprint. So
Yeah, I don't like it.
yeah, exactly. Right.
She looks like a zombie. Oh, that's even worse.
That's
Looks-
the gold overprint.
It looks like she took a golden shower.
She looks like she has jaundice.
Hmm.
Oh
What the
my
hell
gosh.
is that?
That is a solid gold.
Ugh.
Maybe the stretch goal is you won't mess with the covers.
So yeah, I mean, you can see why I didn't do it.
Could you do something like put foil on the logo? I don't know. I'm just throwing
You
things
mean
out.
like
Probably.
Unforgettable Tales?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you could put it just on that
Yeah.
part, but is it really worth it? I don't think so. No, I really don't. But I do think Spot UV would look really good. But to do
I
that,
didn't know what that was until I saw the Chinook, and I'm completely floored by it. I don't know if that's just from the printer that he used. I have no idea. A lot of times you guys talk about stuff, and I don't know what's going on. But when he was talking about the matte finish and the spot UV gloss or whatever it was, until I saw it in hand, I had no idea how much I would like it, and I love it.
Let me grab a book. It's got amazing Spot UV. Hang on.
Yep.
You guys talk amongst
Leroy,
yourselves.
you didn't care about the cover enhancements on the Chinook, right?
Well, I got a different cover than you, but I liked it. You know, like I do like cover enhancements. I like it. So
Yeah,
like
I thought it was sharp.
Unforgettable Tales and the rest of it, like the Chinook, like you said. So
Remind me, for Unforgettable Tales, he just made it a foil cover, correct?
foil stamped, yeah. It's not chromium. I don't like the chromium. I'm with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So this is Low by this is Rick Remender. Hang on, let me go full
Make yourself
screen.
big, yeah.
So
I can see it.
it's a bit hard to see, but you can see it a lot better in real life.
See, for me, that's dull because it's just on the character. The way Graham had it on the blood splatter really made it pop.
Yeah, I think this looks cool. You could actually push this a bit further too, I think.
Is it on the logo too? There is no logo.
No.
Yeah, see, the way Graham did it was just so sharp.
You like it? So I mean, what's the consensus, chat? It seems to like we're all over the place on that one. Some people want to put it in the bin. Some people want it in the binder. Some people don't care.
In a house with a mouse.
So it sounds to me like people are interested in metal items. Like I said, I don't know much about that. But yeah, when you say like, are you going to have one stretch goal of 25,000 or 5? I'd much rather have the 5. But what if you could like enhance the stretch goal? Is my point. Like at 5,000, we'll make it a card. At 10,000, we'll make it a metal card, or a bookmark or a metal bookmark, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if there is a consensus. Except
Everybody has different. They want different things. That's why I was like, the mix is probably the best way to go. If you can put in a print, a trading card, and a sticker, like like most people are gonna like one of those things. A good. It's like compromise. Compromise works when nobody's kind of happy. Kind of thing.
A metal card would be a cool throwing weapon. Yeah. I kind of like. I wanted to do like something like George said. You could put all your stuff in, all your replicated stuff in. But what is that? Like a 3-ring binder? But you can't really do a 3-ring binder, can you?
I showed you that portfolio I have for my Replicator prints. Like it's self-contained. It's like all the pages are in there and they're sealed in there. So it's just a little plastic cover, and it has like 24 pages in it. You can throw your prints, and that wouldn't be a stretch goal. That would be like an add-on perk. And you could put like a custom Replicator cover on it, and you could be like, there's only one print, and it's coming with this portfolio, but you have to back it to get. If you want all the prints, you got to get this portfolio. But that's not a stretch goal. We're talking about stretch goals now. So
I like that idea. That's a K Manifesto says a sticker or bookmark an incentive to back.
I've never backed a campaign based on the stretch goals. No, there's one. I would think I'm going to back Thomas Valiant because like he's going to get it colored Like I would not back that book without it being colored. So I mean, I guess there's one. That's the one example. But that's book upgrades, not prints or whatever.
I think that, like, you know, we should be doing stuff that adds to like the world of whatever we're creating. So Eric Canetti, he says, you know, you should be thinking about themes. So for Replicator, it'd be like, you know, post-apocalyptic, you know, children missing type, your milk cartons, you know, bottles of hand sanitizer, and obviously that's not realistic, but you know, newspaper clippings of things happening, that kind of stuff that would be really cool to add to the world and get that into people's hands. I think is a really good idea.
For me, it's mostly about the book when I back.
Free straws or unused toothpicks. Well, free straws could be interesting because these paper straws they're using now, that's a no-go. I'd rather rip the lid off and drink it straight from the thing because those paper straws are horrible.
You know that was a joke and didn't mean for you to expand upon it, right?
I don't care. It needs to be said. Someone has to say about those paper straws. The cereal box was a big hit last year.
Oh yeah, for that guy from Alterna. Yeah.
Mighty Mascots.
There you go.
Oh, Christine Venner says metal straws for an updated stretch goal.
That'd be cool. A comic case that is unique to the campaign would be awesome. Yeah. Like, do you mean like the Alterna one, like how you put it all in that, like a slipcase? Because I'm thinking about that for.
I saw the box that Kyung is sending out his books in this campaign for Battlemaid Knucklebomb 2. It's pretty impressive the way. I mean, that guy.
You know what?
He's a pro. Like, oh,
George is up.
George is gonna go get something.
Holy moly, it's happening. Billy Basco says needs a super tier with a themed 3D printed dagger or pistol. Mate, I don't know what is going on outside. It sounds like they're cutting people up out there.
So here's something I just thought of with the chat talking about. These are the cases that Ethan uses for the honeycomb, magnetically sealed. But do you see how they're blank? Alterna sells what they call inserts that you can slide in there. Wouldn't it be cool if you made Replicator inserts?
I'm all in for that. That's
so
sick.
You need to have your own case, but you can buy these on like Amazon or anywhere. And then you could use the Replicator inserts to store all your Replicator books in it. That's actually a good idea, chat. So just an idea. And plus it's easy to ship, right? This is as large as it's going to be. And it'll ship flat and like barely any weight, no more than a print would be.
But is that what Ethan's using? Is he using
he has a custom case where the artwork is directly on the case. This is just the standard store folio that you can get anywhere, but you could turn it into a Replicator one by just sliding the inserts in. Billy's using the bad language again today. What's going on with Billy?
What's Billy? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to highlight it.
Do you want to read that one out, George?
No.
Fuck yeah, George.
I really like the alternate one. I got suckered in. I backed that box and I nearly went bankrupt because the shipping out here is ridiculous. It was almost as much as the thing. Because you can take it out and change them over. And, you know, I probably won't ever do it. I'll probably put it in once and leave it like that.
Yes.
But because I have the option, man, I got suckered in hard.
I bought the tier with the secret one, and I bought the inserts as an add-on, and then I went back and rebacked it and bought 2 more cases. So I'll be able to customize 3 cases then. As was my thing. No, just empty cases. Empty. You can go back and reback the alternate campaign just by the empty cases.
Wow! And you bought 3 of them. Wow, that's cool. All right. Well, we're nearly at the end here, so let's. Rob, if you have in shipping cost issues, talk to our buddy Kemosabe. Okay.
Private chat, Rob.
Yes. One more thing before we get to that. What is the most you've spent on one campaign? If you're happy to talk about it, I'll go first. And the most I spent was on the honeycomb box. That thing suckered me in so hard that I was happy to spend that much money. Is there been one perk that has got you at a high tier?
I've never backed an executive box, but I'd have to go back because I backed a lot of campaigns like 3 times. Like, I know I'm in. I probably Wreck Planet is probably where I'm most in because I did get the Salamandroid. I'm gonna go grab another cover before it's done. I'll back in that campaign probably 4 times. I backed 1985 3 times. Jawbreakers or not Graveyard Shift 2 and 3. I backed multiple times. I don't know. I'd have to go look.
I backed 1985 multiple times and multiple times at the original art tier.
Wow.
So that's the campaign I'm biggest in on at this point.
That's cool. I think one of the reasons why I like the Honeycomb box so much was the fact that I could just get that and that's it. I mean,
Yes.
I get everything and I'm done. I don't have to worry about missing out on things because they're all going to be in there and I'm safe. I'm not going to miss out.
What I like that Ethan did was for the Rainbow Brute campaign, for Honeycomb, you could only got 2 unique books. You got Salamandroid and Wreck Planet. But for the Rainbow the Brute, you got 3 unique books. So you're putting the same amount in, but you're getting an extra book. Plus, on the Honeycomb, even though you got everything, you didn't get the 24-hour variant. But on Rainbow the Brute, you do. So that's the one executive tier. And I saw Amanda saying the same thing, that she was interested in that tier. That's the one executive tier I do plan on backing. Not just yet.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Very good. Okay, so we've got one more thing to go over, and then we're going to wrap it up. But make sure you've hit like, you've hit subscribe. It is sensational. We've got 25 people. We had 25 to 30 watching at any time. Fantastic support from everyone. So thank you so much. And we want to bring up this because 7 of 9 is a great supporter of Comicsgate and comics, independent comics in general. His niece, maybe Leroy can tell it because he's a better storyteller than me. So go for it, Leroy.
Yeah, she was in an accident. She was put in a medically induced coma. She's out now and responding, but she's still in rough shape. She had her spleen removed. She's got broken ribs. She had to have pins put in her hips. She has femur surgery tomorrow. What happened was somebody read a red light and broadsided her on the driver's side. It's rough. So I'm not a mod, so you want to put it in the chat. If you guys like, there's a lot of Comicsgate fans. I'd like to see it like in here. Just throwing $10, $5, or whatever you can afford. So mostly we're always talking about back this book or whatever, but this is one of our own chat people. This is a fan that we're trying to help out here.
Yeah, and he's been a great supporter for so long. So it'd be awesome if anyone, even in even $1, whatever you can spare would be sensational. I've donated, and shared it out. Hopefully that helps.
Jeremy has, Amanda B has. I mean, all of us are trying to get behind it. So
yeah. All the best. It is pretty rough. She's had her spleen removed or something as well.
Spleen removed, and her bladder was leaking, but I think they fixed that up. But yeah, it's rough. And if you have a daughter driving age, this is like a nightmare come to reality.
Yeah. So if you can get behind it, if you can't, that's fine, and no one will think worse of you for it. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Greg says the 3 campaigns he spent the most on. Johnny Phantasm 3 figures and the books. Cool. Wrecked Planet and Replicator 3. Love it. Fantastic. $83 for the Rascals Song of the Banshee. I haven't heard of that. Have you heard of that, George? What else we got? Eric says Rob R. Bad Talker. Amanda B says, unfortunately, Replicator 3 suckered me in with the multiple covers. That was my evil plan all along. Eric says, does Ethan? I don't know if he does, so maybe chuck a tweet at him. And that is it. All right, great show. Anything else you want to close on, George?
Nope. Have a great day, everybody.
How's your life cereal? Good?
I'm actually running short. I only got 3 boxes left.
Wow, that's an emergency with the snow. What's going to happen there? Keep us up to date, George.
I will.
Leroy.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Fantastic. All right. And as we say, back something. Doesn't have to be Replicator or Kozor or the Lucent, but if it is sensational, but just back something. And from what we saw earlier, you guys are backing everything. And yeah, everyone, have a great day. It was a good chat, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.